Now, he can still play at a high level.
Of course.
But win at a high level? Is he still as obsessed with winning as he was going into year 10 when he chose to leave Russell Westbrook in Oklahoma City because, as a source close to KD told me at that moment, Kevin decided he'll never win a championship with Russell Westbrook as his primary decision maker. And I quote, and pardon my language, we're both washed. It was a great run.
Uncle Skip ain't playing. Skip.
Okay, maybe I'm washed, but when Kevin was in Brooklyn, I raved about a game he played, and he immediately tweeted back at me minutes after the game, "I hate you."
Damn.
What? Go figure.
Yeah, he didn't care. He stopped.
The morning Kevin Durant was traded to Phoenix.
Skip Bayless responds to Kevin Durant. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
So the other night, Kevin Durant tweeted at me, as he has, I don't know, several times over the last, 12 years?
Keep that same energy.
But once again, I'm not sure Kevin quite understood what I was saying about him. For sure, many of my critics didn't understand, starting with my new buddy, Gilbert Arenas. Still waiting to hear from you, Gil. We can also debate Kevin Durant if you want, because you took a shot at me about him and my commentary about him.
Uncle Skip.
Look, here's the point. Kevin Durant can still score the basketball with anybody. He's still averaging 27 a game and shooting 42% from three. But that was not my point.
Goated KD.
I said on this show that the more I watch Kevin Durant play basketball this season at age 36, the more he looks mentally semi-retired.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. The way that KD's playing, still a top 10 player on any given season, but playing for the Suns, that organization struggling, going back and forth with Coach Bud, you can tell he's a little frustrated. It's not the same like it used to be in Golden State. Even in Brooklyn, had some good moments, but the Phoenix Suns, they're underperforming. They got a lot of bad contracts, especially Bradley Beal. Couldn't get better at the trade deadline, so they're struggling, and KD is mentally out of it. I give Skip that. He's right on that point.
As if now his sole focus is on scoring, on just playing offense, one end of the floor, and I believe his coach feels the same way, which has sparked some of their recent clashes.
KD,
if you watch Suns at Lakers Sunday, you saw the Suns play a whole bunch of lifeless, who cares defense. Did you see what Lucas said? He was mic'd up. He said, I've never been open so much in my life.
Yeah, that was disrespectful. Even though Luka, all-time great, especially on the offensive end, for him to diss a team like that, that's just letting you know the Phoenix Suns, they're trash defensively, trash overall, and KD's pissed off, and this is his last season with the Phoenix Suns.
In my life, that's what Luka said against the Suns. The Suns,
disrespectful.
they now
Luka.
rank 27th of 30 teams in defensive efficiency. 27th? That all starts and ends with the man who's still the best player on that team, Kevin bleepin' Durant.
KD isn't a leader.
Who now ranks 212th in individual defensive win shares. 212th?
Here we go with the stats.
That's the main reason that Kevin Durant's team is now 31-37 and not even in the play-in.
That's why the Suns, they were trying their best to get Jimmy Butler, but they couldn't get the job done. Having a Jimmy Butler on this version of the Suns, if they were able to get rid of Bradley Beal, that would have moved them up defensively. Offensively, they would have flowed a lot better, just having another threat on the offensive end. So it's not just on KD. You got to look at Booker, and especially you got to look at Bradley Beal that's not playing up to his contract.
Playoffs, play-in. 31-37. With KD and Book and Beal, 31-37 with two starters, KD and Book, from our gold medal Olympic team, 31 and 37?
Yeah, they should be a top 14 minimum. With that talent, the overall team is good. It's just they're not playing good. They can't get it together. I don't understand it from a fan perspective, but I guess you got to be within the organization. Could be coaching. They're going to have to clean some house this offseason. Coach Bud, there's rumors that he's going to lose his job. I don't see him being there after this season. They're looking to trade KD this summer. Definitely by the trade deadline next season. So all you got is pretty much Devin Booker and a bad Bradley Beal contract.
Yet here's what KD tweeted back at me, and I
KD
quote, and pardon my language, we're both washed. It was a great run.
Uncle Skip ain't playing. Skip.
Okay, maybe I'm washed, but I definitely don't think KD is physically washed. His body looks great. Long and sinewy as ever. No loss of quickness or spring that I can see or tell. No. I'm talking intangibles. Hunger. Burning desire to win, to sacrifice, to do whatever it takes. Kevin won his MVP. He won his 2 finals MVPs. He has dominated international basketball the way nobody has ever dominated international basketball. What's left?
Well, I guess Kendrick Perkins is right. Maybe Kevin Durant isn't the leader to lead this team past whatever they're going through in Phoenix. So I don't know if that has something to do with it or just the team overall is just not a great pairing. You would think having a triple threat on the offensive end, Booker, Beal, and KD, they'll be a force in the Western Conference, but they're struggling against the bad teams and they have no chance of beating the good teams, even on the Lakers level without a LeBron James. So I know all the blame's going to be placed on KD and people say that he may be washed, but it's just a mental thing with KD. He's trying, he's doing his best, but he can't get the team over the hump.
Now he just loves to hoop. I don't blame him. But he just loves to score, to play offense, defense optional.
No, he played defense.
Setting a defensive tone for his team, optional.
Put some respect on KD defense,
optional. Man. Winning, optional.
Leadership, maybe.
Hey, as KD tweeted at me, it was a great run, and it was.
Here we go with the trolling.
Now Kevin has so many business interests that interest him almost as much as hooping. Maybe interest him more. A big documentary is coming out on his life and his times. He has done it all, but that's past tense. Has done it all.
Damn, Skip. Well, I guess so. You know, he's about to be 37 years old, putting out the documentaries, a lot of business interests, got his production company and, you know, doing some other things outside the NBA. So what do you expect? His career is winding down. He's at the tail end. He's not at the beginning. So, of course, yeah, maybe you can start to see flashes of him. Maybe, you know, being too comfortable out there. Got his championships, got his MVP. So, pretty much just, you know, collect the check, try to win. But at the end of the day, again, he's kind of limited in Phoenix. He can score 30 points per game, but this team isn't going to win no more than 40 games this season. So, again, it's just time for KD to go.
Now, he can still play at a high level.
Of course.
But win at a high level? Is he still as obsessed with winning as he was going into year 10 when he chose to leave Russell Westbrook in Oklahoma City because, as a source close to KD told me at that moment, Kevin decided he'll never win a championship with Russell Westbrook as his primary decision maker.
Again, it's going to be a lot of reports that come out from each camp, but at the end of the day, KD isn't playing worse than he did in his years at OKC. Even after the Achilles injury, most players, they kind of fade away, but he continued to maintain his offensive play, still solid on the defensive end, you know, when he really puts us all out there. But, you know, it's just not working out in Phoenix. And by KD being the best player on that team, he's going to get a lot of blame, especially in the media, mainstream media. But if you're KD, you know what? Go to another team, try to win a championship within the next 2 to 3 years, still playing at a high level. So I believe KD can win another championship before it's all said and done.
Kevin, of course, joined forces with Steph and Clay and Draymond, and I, for one, did not criticize that move, and I might have been the only one in the world who did not criticize that move.
I didn't criticize it either.
Golden State would not have beaten LeBron without KD to cancel LeBron in back-to-back finals, especially back-to-back game 4s in LeBron's house.
Yeah, a lot of people sleep on KD with the Warriors just because they were one of the greatest teams ever before he got there. But without KD, you don't have that Warriors dynasty. So maybe when he retires and it's all said and done, people will put some respect on KD's name when he was in Golden State.
Kevin clearly was the best player on the court in both of those finals.
Oh, yeah,
But
definitely. Steph fell back.
Kevin wouldn't have won 2 rings if not for the structure and the leadership provided by Steve Kerr and Steph and Clay and Draymond.
Yeah, I can understand that point, and that's what they're lacking in Phoenix. They don't have that structure. I guess they don't got the leadership. Maybe KD, he's cool with being a number 2 or number 3. Maybe you need a Draymond type figure to kind of get everybody in line. But at the end of the day, I guarantee if the Suns had that same type of leadership, same type of structure, I think they're a much better team in these last few years with KD. So KD, he can only do so much, but if there's no organizational structure, you're pretty much going to be in the middle of nowhere in the Western Conference.
Now, just for the record, over the years, nobody has been more complimentary of KD than I have. Nobody has defended and applauded him more. Nobody.
Yeah, Skip been standing up for
When
KD.
Kevin was back at Texas, I'm
know,
talking about the
respect.
University of Texas. I was on cold pizza. I predicted he'd win multiple NBA scoring titles, and I got flat out laughed at on air, just about laughed off air. I kept hearing, that skinny stick figure is going to, what? And that all ended when we had Kansas coach Bill Self on the show, and as Bill was being interviewed by Jay Crawford, Bill said, tell Skip he's right about Kevin Durant.
Yeah, a lot of people, they weren't really focused on KD coming out of college. They respected him offensively, but he was just known as that stick figure. He gained a lot of popularity in his first few seasons, especially when he had a strong start to his career in OKC. So shout out to KD. He definitely destroyed all of his haters. Real talk, man.
Thank you, Coach Self.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
One of the biggest shocks of my career came during the 2012 season when I began to criticize Westbrook for taking more nightly shots than Kevin Bleepin Durant was taking.
Yeah, he was going on.
One night before a game in the locker room, KD waved over the beat writer for the Oklahoma City paper, the Oklahoman, and went off on me saying, and I quote, Skip Bayless doesn't know about basketball.
And that was pretty much the beginning of the end as far as them having a good rapport. You went off on Russell Westbrook, and KD, he was being a good teammate. So what do you expect? It was like you kind of pitting them against each other. And KD did what he had to do as a great teammate and a great friend to Russell Westbrook at the time.
What? Kevin, I'm defending you.
No, yeah.
Now, I know
50-50.
Kevin had to defend his little brother, Russ.
Of course. Come on, Skip. Come on, you don't blame him for that.
The reason Kevin left Oklahoma City for Golden State. Go figure.
Here we go with the backhand compliments. Good
I
old
remember
Skip.
one night when Kevin was in Brooklyn, I raved about a game he played, and he immediately tweeted back at me minutes after the game, I hate you.
Damn.
What? Go figure.
Yeah, he didn't care. He stopped.
The morning
No burners,
Kevin Durant
you know.
was traded to Phoenix, we were at the Super Bowl in Phoenix, and I opened that show by saying, I think the Phoenix Suns just won the NBA championship.
They should have.
So, as you can see, I've just never been able to win with Kevin Durant.
You know how KD is. He may, show some love in the media, but once you get on his bad side, even though he may be cordial with you, look at Stephen A. Smith. 1 minute they're cool, the next minute Stephen A's a clown. So he kind of puts you in that same category, that same box. Yeah, you may say some great things about him. He may chill on you, but maybe he goes back through, watches a couple old videos and realizes, you know what? This is who I'm dealing with, so he's going to keep a different type of energy. So it is what it is, Skip. You got to deal with it. KD don't care.
Now can't win in Phoenix. I'm still right about
Damn.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Skip, you know how it is with KD. He may forgive you, but he won't forget. And he's going to clap back at you at random times. So, of course, if you say some good things about him, then say some not so good things about him in his opinion, he going to have a lot of things to say about you. So, yeah, I guess y'all both washed up, but it is what it is. Y'all had a great run.